You know, Warrior is actually the best class to fight against Flame Strike. I could just... If I had more life... Did I even play Curse Play last game? I don't think I did. I must have just taken a lot of damage somehow. But if I had more life, especially if I have cards like Gorehell, I could just play one minion at a time, Gorehell down his minions, and I can beat like a handful of Flame Strikes still as Warrior. I still think it's Arena, not Constructed. Keeping Gorehell against Priest, you know, every deck is a tempo deck for the most part in Arena, so you still want to keep Gorehell against Priest. You're not really expecting like a control Priest where they can't curve out. At least that's my assumption.
Welcome to the exhibit.
Like, you're still expecting Priest to try to curve out. For the most part, I like Cruel here over Axe. Axing a 1-2, what that trades so poorly on board, I don't like that much. If I Cruel, I definitely Cruel my own guy, not his guy. So I leave myself with a 3-1 and a 2-2 instead of an Axe and a 1-3. 3-1 still trades good into the Priest going into the future. Does 4 damage to his next minion. It leaves me with a 2-1 as well. I can trade both my minions into his 4-drop and play Trog. Is a pretty likely move. There's no positioning again against Priest. Priest doesn't have anything kind of Cold and Betrayal. Let's start by seeing what happens. I'm definitely cashing in this 2-1 here. Five health is enough to survive against a lot of minions, so I can still trade my Trog into other minions. And if I trade like that and I get Excavate Evil, I'll lose everything. The only way it'd be better to do the other way is if all his minions that he played from here on have more than 5 attack. Yeah, so let's say I take this trade, I could still, it still doesn't matter, like I still don't lose my guy. So weird he has so many cards in his hand still. He's had a really slow curve, Museum Curator. He smited turn 3, didn't even play anything. Okay, I'm gonna play Obsidian Destroyer and go face here. The good thing is, like, I have Wolf Rider for more face damage. I have Wolf Rider break up this. Like, none of the trades are too great for me. The 7 I get a taunt. I'm not really that weak to Light Bomb right now, especially since I have a 1-1 taunt and Light Bomb clears his own guy. Another thing is if he takes a greedy trade into one of my guys, I could just Wolf Rider charge down and do the last damage. It's not any worse than if I traded this turn. I'm also threatening a lethal most of the time next turn. So yeah, most of the time you want to trade in Arena, this is definitely a smart time. Even here, like there's nothing really that's too punishing so far. It's because my trade was bad anyways. 16, so I need 1 damage to kill him, and I have Wolf Rider, so... Oh, I haven't updated my score in a while. I kind of got distracted from the disconnect. Okay, 4-1. Warlock. Abusive is a 1-drop that trades decently. To keep both, though, it's like... Okay, let's just keep both. Cruel's still a 2-2. It's not as good as a 2-3 or 3-2, but... You know, if he plays a 2-3 to counter my Abusive, it'd be perfect. It's actually not an easy decision because if I Curse Blade and he plays 2-3, Okay. I like that better. The Abusive Battlecry is worth more than the Cruel Battlecry, so I should be able to kill anything he plays here, unless he plays like Hunter Creeper. 2-3, okay, I can deal with that. And I can Abusive the Cruel on turn 3. 2 chows. Okay, well, it's gonna be a... Now I wish I didn't swing a Curse Blade. Like, chows I can afford to actually attack a bunch. So here, I could Abusive and it would trade for a 1-1. The question is, do I want to do that? The 1-1 doesn't seem that significant as I start playing these drops, but it is tempo. I'm going to be holding the Abusive for a rainy day. For a better situation, actually. I'm going to try to kill Murloc just in case he has some more Murloc cards. But also, I don't want to kill Chow until I'm healing for max. Ogre Magi is actually better to hold lighter as well because it trades better against bigger minions like 4 attack. So here I can use this and it'll trade for both of the little guys. So if I play Ogre Magi and Abusive, it's kind of likely it takes the cross trade, the 4-4 against the 2-1. I can't really punish that as the problem.
You're in trouble now.
This lines up perfectly, at least against this guy. He can trade both, then I'd be willing to take that trade. Hopefully he actually has to do it and doesn't just Siphon Soul my guy. Be in big trouble. I can punish him. I do have some punishes here. I have the obvious kind of... I do have a kind of an obvious play with like Obsidian Destroyer trade, but I think I can do better. I'm going to make the other play. I like it a little bit better. Obsidian next turn. So let's start by attacking here, equipping the Ogre Warmaul. I don't even know if I have to attack with this Ogre Warmaul, but it's basically to play these. He only has... I think I'll just hold one turn here. I could make, because 2-1 doesn't trade into here, I have another taunt as well, none of them trade. I could have attacked, but 6 damage is a lot. I might go for it next turn. I guess I just kind of want to see how this turn goes before I make the final decision to attack.
Buying or selling.
If I miss and attack it, the Chow's kind of pointless in some ways, because Chow's not actually doing that much on this board. Actually, it's still decent. I should have attacked the Chow. There's still good trades he can make that I didn't see originally. He can trade Chow into the Dread Corsair, and then... This is kind of weird how he's doing it. He's playing all his minions, too. It looks like he didn't see it. I'm gonna attack here first, because I don't want to swing. If I miss, I don't want to attack that one.
I can take the hit.
This is looking kind of awkward for me. We get 2 pings this turn with Juggler, Obsidian Destroyer. And we do want to use our life as a resource here. So we could potentially take 13 this turn and kill the 2 little guys. The best odds of doing that is... Actually, let's attack. I know what to do. Let's attack here first. And Knife Juggler Obsidian, because if it goes here, I just want to attack this. And I need to know, because 50%, like, even though it's random, it's still much harder to attack whatever you target. It's the worst, like the ping. I was hoping to ping the Dawn Shield later, but yeah. Dead, huh? Ogre War Maul. It's I missed both swings. Hurt me. I might decide to drop my 4-drop because I have so many, but last game I could have used more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go ahead and keep the 4-drop. Thing is, Ogre Wormhole is basically supposed to be for early game. None of the weapons are that great late game. Not none of them, but for the most part, like Fire War Axe wouldn't be that great going to the late game either. And I needed to fill up my early game. I'm not going to proc this. It's too random in my opinion to just try to proc Noble Sack. And I like saving Cruel because if you skip this 1-drop and you play this like coin 3-drop, I mean, I just don't see a 2-2 being that useful. Until you get the right minion with Battle Cry.
Powering up. Portals online.
4-3 trades better for later, but I like the Weaponsmith because it develops more power, and then I can play Trog next turn. There's also another option of just Korkron charging this in and saving the weapon, 3-1 weapon. Paladin has a hard time doing 1 damage unless he has Juggler. Consecrate would be okay to consecrate both my minions, but actually that might just be the best play. If I attack, play this Weaponsmith, I have 5-7 power on board, but this gives me 9 power on board. And I'm okay with getting consecrated here. And I'll be playing non-consecratable minions next turn. It's actually pretty annoying. Can't kill a stealth guy, and it trades pretty well. So, but it's still like it depends what he does here. Scariest thing would be like Muster of Battle, but otherwise, whatever mini he plays, I can trade the 4-1 in before he unstealths. It's hard for him to just pass the whole turn because of that. Like even though he doesn't want that dynamic going for him, yeah, I still feel like he has to play something. Wow, this is actually, these decisions are actually really complicated. It's actually very, very interesting. There's so many things. I actually like, as Dormant Champion, I have more weapons. I actually like swinging my weapon in because he can trade something anyways with the 2-1. Also, the Trog is 5, so he can't swing in the Trog and consecrate. So that means that my play will be this. I'm actually going to play Abusive here because I have no time to play it before turn 7 otherwise. And 2-1 still develops board, and still, like, he can only trade for 1 with this minion anyways. I guess I'm not playing on MC Tech, but that's the only, like, really bad thing there. So I could trade this in. 3 free damage doesn't die. I trade 1 of my minions in. That's probably better than Shield Main because I have more minions sticking around for Storm and Champion. Still 3-3. I could also try the 2 small guys if I want to play around Consecrate. At this point, it's like the game is much like before I didn't care, but now if I trade here and get Consecrated, it feels much closer. How weak will I be? I think I like taking this trade. Actually, I think it's okay. So I think it's a mistake to make this trade actually, but Storm and Champion makes it a little bit more reasonable. Without Storm and Champion, I think it would clearly be a mistake. Like I said last game, this is not something that comes up too much in Construct. This is hard actually for me to even think about it, but the Trog as a 3/5 can trade against another minion and survive, so I can get that value anyways later on.
Not on my watch.
I'm still going to play Storm Champion here. Gorehell's just not that good, and it helps me make a little bit better trades. I'm not going to trade for Divine Shield. It looks like I'm just going to take like these 2 trades and go face. Actually, I have 11. It's all in. It seems better. It's definitely better if I can kill a Gorehell.
Shall we put a kink in their plan?
Garrosh versus Gul'dan. Your soul shall be mine. Victory or death. I greet you. Greetings.
I'm gonna need to save my coin, especially with this many weapons. I mostly like attacking here a lot because my life is worth a lot with so many weapons. That's why Shield Main was a lot better for me than normal as well. And I have more weapons here as well. With this weaponsmith, I don't want this sticking around too long, especially as we get to like turn 4 when I'm attacking mid-range mains, like 4 and 3 attack, 3 to 5 attack. I don't want this up any longer. So I'm dealing with a 4-drop next turn, potentially. 4-drop should be fine. I like 3/5 more and 4/4 still. I might actually take the Ogre Mage instead of the Weaponsmith. I don't need the Weaponsmith right now. I can kill this anyways next turn, and then my board trade's much better. With this guy, the Weaponsmith, it's a 3/3 and a 3/5. Yeah, like he kills it, and then I can use my weapon to kill it, but I could not lose any minions and use my weapon to kill it, potentially. Even here, it's basically the same thing. He had to have a card. This is good. Like, it forced him to play that on turn 4 or 5, and it wasn't... Like, he's got a slightly better trade to kill a 4/4 instead of a 3/3, but I think it messed up his turn as well. This is 3 attack. I could save myself some life. Let's say I okay, yeah. Save myself 1 life here. Abusive, probably no reason to play it. Unless I don't have mana next turn, which I actually don't. It's just... it's not really that type of game. I have he hasn't played any spells yet. I like the keeping the 3/2 Trog alive instead of the 3/3. The only 2 damage AoE I can think of is Demon Wrath. And I'm playing a bunch of 3/3s this turn for Demon Wrath. Again, there's not really positioning things to think about against Warlock. Surprisingly, there's a lot of classes that don't matter.
Put this apple on your head.
I'm definitely gonna start to swing. He's on 19. I'm already made the switch of smarking him down. I have this and this. It's so much damage. Just in weapon damage, I have 8. I actually have lethal, just if you count everything. It's not over 1 turn, but it's guaranteed enough. Of course I will start making some compromises. I'm not gonna go into so much to the extent where I'm not even killing the 2-1, I think. Wait, actually it makes sense. Like, say he clears me with something like Shadow Flame. Getting this 2 extra face damage in matters more, I think, the more I think about it, than the owl.
What now? Get in there and fight, maggot!
Yeah, it's not like this. In some ways, I would kill and make the compromise still, but I don't. It doesn't seem like it's that important.